the land of Egypt, a ribbon of green snaking its way through the arid deserts of Africa. For millennia, this fertile valley, nourished by the lifeblood of the Nile, has been a cradle of civilization, a beacon of human ingenuity. Here, amidst the shifting sands and beneath the scorching sun, a powerful civilization rose to prominence, ruled by god-kings known as pharaohs. These were not mere mortals, they were considered divine beings, intermediaries between the gods and the people. Their reigns were marked by periods of immense power, breathtaking architectural achievements, and relentless expansion. Join us now as we journey back in time to uncover the stories of 5 legendary pharaohs whose names still echo through the corridors of history. Ramses II, a name synonymous with power, grandeur, and military might. He was a ruler who understood the importance of legacy, a king who sought to etch his name into the very fabric of Egypt. Ascending to the throne at the tender age of 20, Ramses inherited a kingdom already steeped in glory. Yet he would go on to surpass his predecessors, transforming Egypt into an empire the likes of which the world had never seen. His reign, spanning over 6 decades, would be a golden age for Egypt, a period of unprecedented prosperity and architectural marvels. But this era of peace and prosperity was not without its challenges, for on the horizon a storm was brewing. To the north, the Hittite Empire, a formidable force with chariots of iron, posed a significant threat to Egyptian dominance. The clash between these two titans was inevitable, a clash that would culminate in the Battle of Kadesh. This monumental battle, fought on the plains of Syria, was a spectacle of ancient warfare, with thousands of chariots and soldiers locked in a desperate struggle for supremacy. Ramses, a fearless warrior king, led his troops from the front, his chariot a whirlwind of destruction amidst the chaos. Though the battle itself was inconclusive, Ramses' bravery and tactical acumen resonated throughout the ancient world. He returned to Egypt a hero, his legend forever entwined with the clash of swords at Kadesh. The Battle of Kadesh, though a testament to Ramses' military prowess, also highlighted the futility of endless war. In a move unprecedented in the ancient world, Ramses sought peace with his adversaries. The resulting treaty, etched in silver tablets and preserved for millennia, stands as a testament to Ramses' diplomatic skills and his desire for lasting stability. It was a pact that would ensure peace between the two empires for generations to come. This act of diplomacy, unheard of in an age of conquest and bloodshed, cemented Ramses' legacy as a pharaoh, not only of might, but also of wisdom. He understood that true power lay not just in conquest, but in the ability to forge alliances and secure a lasting peace. Ramses II was a builder king, a pharaoh who sought to immortalize his reign in stone. His construction projects were grand, colossal in scale, designed to inspire awe and reverence. From the magnificent temples of Abu Simbel carved into the cliffs of Nubia, to the sprawling complex of the Ramesseum, his mortuary temple in Thebes, his architectural achievements were unmatched. These temples, adorned with towering statues and intricate reliefs, were not merely places of worship. They were powerful symbols of Ramses' authority, testaments to his divine right to rule. The sheer scale and ambition of these projects employed thousands of workers, showcasing the immense resources at Ramses' disposal. Ramses II's reign was so impactful, his presence so deeply ingrained in the Egyptian psyche, that he became intertwined with one of the most enduring stories ever told, the Exodus. Though historical evidence remains inconclusive, many associate Ramses with the pharaoh mentioned in the biblical narrative, the ruler who challenged Moses and faced the wrath of the 10 plagues. Whether or not he was indeed the pharaoh of the Exodus, the association itself speaks volumes about the sheer magnitude of Ramses' reign. He was a figure so imposing, so significant, that his name became synonymous with the very concept of pharaonic power. Ramses II, the Pharaoh of Pharaohs, ruled for 66 years, fathering over 100 children and leaving behind a legacy unmatched in Egyptian history. His name became synonymous with Egyptian power and grandeur, his reign a high watermark in their long and illustrious history. Even today, millennia after his death, his colossal statues stand guard over the sands of time, a testament to the enduring legacy of the man who sought to become a god among men. Ramses II, the name echoes through the ages, a reminder of a time when Egypt stood as a beacon of civilization, illuminating the ancient world with its splendor. In the annals of Egyptian history, few names resonate with the same military genius as Thutmose III. However, this pharaoh's path to glory was not paved with the ease of inheritance. He ascended to the throne as a young boy, overshadowed by his stepmother, the formidable Hatshepsut. Relegated to the background, Thutmose honed his skills in the military, mastering the arts of warfare and strategy. His moment would come, but only after 2 decades of waiting, when the reins of power finally fell into his capable hands. The boy king, tempered by years of patience and observation, would unleash the full force of the Egyptian army upon the world. Upon assuming full control, Thutmose III embarked on a series of military campaigns that would redefine the boundaries of the Egyptian empire. His first target, the rebellious kingdoms of Canaan, a region simmering with discontent against Egyptian rule. Leading his armies with unmatched tactical brilliance, Thutmose III marched north, engaging in a series of decisive victories. His campaigns were not simply about brute force. He was a master strategist, exploiting weaknesses in enemy defenses and utilizing innovative military tactics. One such example is the Battle of Megiddo, where Thutmose, defying the advice of his generals, led his troops through a narrow pass, surprising the enemy and securing a decisive victory. This audacious maneuver cemented his reputation as a military genius, a pharaoh who led from the front and inspired his troops to achieve the unimaginable. Thutmose III's ambition knew no bounds. With each victory, his confidence grew and the Egyptian empire expanded outwards, reaching unprecedented heights. He pushed the boundaries of his realm south into Nubia, securing valuable gold mines and trade routes. To the east, his armies marched through the Levant, subduing kingdoms and establishing Egyptian dominance over the region. His campaigns were not merely about conquest. They were carefully calculated maneuvers aimed at securing trade routes, acquiring vital resources, and consolidating Egyptian power. Thutmose III understood that a powerful empire needed more than just military might. It needed economic prosperity and access to valuable resources. His campaigns, though undeniably aggressive, were driven by a strategic vision, a desire to secure Egypt's place as the dominant force in the ancient world. The spoils of Thutmose III's conquests were vast and varied. Gold, silver, and precious stones flowed into the Egyptian coffers, fueling further expansion and enriching the royal treasury. Exotic animals captured during his campaigns were paraded through the streets of Thebes, showcasing the reach and power of the Egyptian empire. But perhaps the most valuable spoils were the tributes he extracted from the conquered kingdoms. These annual payments, consisting of grain, livestock, and even skilled artisans, ensured a steady flow of wealth and resources into Egypt. This influx of wealth allowed Thutmose III to embark on ambitious building projects, further solidifying his legacy and showcasing the prosperity of his reign. The Nile, a cradle of civilization, has witnessed the rise and fall of dynasties, the ebb and flow of power. This mighty river, stretching over 4,000 miles, has been the lifeblood of Egypt, nurturing its lands and its people for millennia. From its fertile banks emerged rulers who shaped the destiny of a people, who built monuments that defied time and who etched their names into the very fabric of history. The Nile's waters have seen the construction of grand temples and the rise of colossal statues, each telling a story of power and divinity. From these banks, a unique figure emerges, a woman who dared to challenge the very notion of pharaohship. Her name was Hatshepsut, daughter of Thutmose I, a princess of royal blood. But Hatshepsut's destiny, it seemed, had been woven by the gods themselves, setting her on a path that would forever alter the course of Egyptian history. Born into a world dominated by men, Hatshepsut's claim to the throne was as strong as any male heir. Hatshepsut, a name that would resonate through the annals of history, was not just a daughter of a pharaoh. She was a visionary, a leader who saw beyond the confines of her time. Her reign was marked by peace and prosperity, a golden age that saw the flourishing of arts and architecture. As the daughter of a pharaoh and his great royal wife, she carried the divine bloodline, the essence of Horus within her veins. This lineage, this divine right, would become the cornerstone of her ascent, a testament to the enduring power of lineage, even in the face of societal norms. Hatshepsut's reign was not just about power, it was about redefining what it meant to be a ruler. She donned the traditional regalia of a pharaoh, including the false beard, and was often depicted in the guise of a male king. This was not mere vanity, it was a statement, a declaration of her rightful place on the throne. Her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari stands as a testament to her architectural genius and her devotion to the gods. It is a marvel of engineering, with terraces that rise majestically against the cliffs, adorned with statues and reliefs that tell the story of her divine birth and her reign. Hatshepsut's legacy is one of resilience and vision. She proved that leadership was not confined to gender, that a woman could rule with the same authority and wisdom as any man. Her story is a reminder that the essence of true leadership lies in the ability to inspire and to leave a lasting impact on the world. As the daughter of a pharaoh and his great royal wife, she carried the divine bloodline, the essence of Horus, within her veins. This lineage, this divine right, would become the cornerstone of her ascent, a testament to the enduring power of lineage, even in the face of societal norms. Hatshepsut's reign was not just about power, it was about redefining what it meant to be a ruler. She donned the traditional regalia of a pharaoh, including the false beard, and was often depicted in the guise of a male king. This was not mere vanity, it was a statement, a declaration of her rightful place on the throne. Her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari stands as a testament to her architectural genius and her devotion to the gods. It is a marvel of engineering, with terraces that rise majestically against the cliffs, adorned with statues and reliefs that tell the story of her divine birth and her reign. Hatshepsut's legacy is one of resilience and vision. She proved that leadership was not confined to gender, that a woman could rule with the same authority and wisdom as any man. Her story is a reminder that the essence of true leadership lies in the ability to inspire and to leave a lasting impact on the world. Hatshepsut's reign was not just about power, it was about redefining what it meant to be a ruler. She donned the traditional regalia of a pharaoh, including the false beard, and was often depicted in the guise of a male king. This was not mere vanity, it was a statement, a declaration of her rightful place on the throne. Her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari stands as a testament to her architectural genius and her devotion to the gods. It is a marvel of engineering, with terraces that rise majestically against the cliffs, adorned with statues and reliefs that tell the story of her divine birth and her reign. Upon her father's death, the throne passed to Thutmose II, Hatshepsut's half-brother and husband, a common practice to ensure the purity of the royal bloodline. This tradition was deeply rooted in the belief that the divine right to rule was inherited through a pure lineage untainted by external influences. As was customary, Hatshepsut assumed the role of great royal wife, a position that not only signified her status as the principal wife, but also her influence in the royal court. The most powerful woman in the kingdom. Her intelligence and political acumen were well recognized, and she was respected by many for her wisdom and leadership. Thutmose II, however, proved to be a frail ruler, his health deteriorating rapidly. His inability to lead effectively left a power vacuum that many feared would destabilize the kingdom, his reign cut short by ill health. The sudden end of his rule plunged the court into uncertainty as the future of the throne now lay in question. In his shadow grew the young Thutmose III, a child who was seen as the rightful heir, but was not yet ready to take on the responsibilities of a pharaoh. His son by a lesser wife, a concubine who did not hold the same status as Hatshepsut. This complicated the line of succession, as the young boy was too inexperienced to rule, a boy too young to rule. The kingdom needed a strong leader to guide it through this period of uncertainty and potential turmoil, and so Hatshepsut stepped forward, seizing the opportunity to stabilize the kingdom. She presented herself not merely as a caretaker, but as a legitimate ruler, not as a mere regent, but as pharaoh, a title that carried with it the full weight of authority and divine sanction, taking on the full mantle of power. She adopted the symbols of pharaohship, including the scepter and the crook, which were traditionally held by male rulers. This audacious move sent ripples through the court. Many nobles were shocked and uncertain about a woman holding such unprecedented power. Never before had a woman held such absolute authority. The court was divided, with some supporting her bold claim and others questioning her legitimacy. Yet Hatshepsut, confident in her divine right, silenced any dissent. She argued that the gods had chosen her to lead, and her convictions swayed many to her side, her grip on power tightening with each passing day. She implemented policies that strengthened her position and ensured loyalty among her subjects. She adopted the full regalia of pharaohship, the cat headcloth, the ceremonial beard, even the name Matkara, a title that signified her role as a bringer of truth and justice, embodying the very essence of order and justice. Her reign would be remembered as a time of prosperity and stability, a testament to her remarkable leadership. With her authority firmly established, Hatshepsut's reign ushered in an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity. Unlike her predecessors who sought to expand their dominion through military might, Hatshepsut turned her attention inwards, focusing on strengthening Egypt's economy and enriching its culture. Her masterstroke lay in recognizing the vast potential of trade. She invested heavily in building a powerful merchant fleet, capable of traversing the treacherous waters of the Red Sea, opening up new avenues of commerce with distant lands. One expedition, perhaps the most renowned, ventured to the fabled land of Punt, a land shrouded in mystery, rumored to be rich in exotic goods. The expedition returned laden with treasures, fragrant incense, ebony, ivory, even live myrrh trees, their branches heavy with precious resin. This influx of exotic goods not only enriched the royal coffers, but also fueled a surge in artistic and architectural endeavors. Of all her architectural achievements, one stands out as a testament to Hatshepsut's ambition and her enduring legacy: the magnificent temple complex of Deir el-Bahari. Carved into the sheer cliffs on the west bank of the Nile, it stands as a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian architecture. Designed by Senenmut, Hatshepsut's trusted advisor, the temple is a symphony in stone, its terraces connected by long ramps, creating a sense of grandeur and harmony with the surrounding landscape. Colossal statues of Hatshepsut, depicted as a male pharaoh, guard the entrance, their imposing figures a reminder of her authority. Within the temple walls, vibrant murals depict scenes from Hatshepsut's reign, the expedition to Punt, her divine birth, her coronation as pharaoh. These images served not just as decoration but as powerful propaganda, legitimizing her rule and solidifying her place in the pantheon of pharaohs. Despite a reign marked by peace, prosperity, and architectural grandeur, Hatshepsut's legacy remains shrouded in mystery. Years after her death, her name began to disappear from monuments, her statues defaced, her image erased from history. The reasons behind this systematic damnatio memoriae remain unclear. Some historians speculate that Thutmose III, upon reaching manhood, sought to reclaim his rightful place on the throne and erase the memory of his stepmother's rule. Despite the attempts to erase her from history, Hatshepsut's legacy has endured. Her story, pieced together from fragmented inscriptions and defaced monuments, has captivated historians and archaeologists for centuries. The rediscovery of her mummy in 1903, identified by a single tooth, breathed new life into the study of her reign, allowing historians to re-evaluate her impact on ancient Egypt. Hatshepsut's tale is a testament to the power of one woman's ambition, her unwavering belief in her divine right to rule. The ancient Egyptians, like many civilizations before and since, were deeply religious people. Their daily lives, from the mundane to the monumental, were intertwined with their beliefs and rituals. Their lives were governed by a complex pantheon of gods, each responsible for different aspects of life, death, and the world around them. These deities were not just distant figures, they were integral to the very fabric of Egyptian society, influencing everything from agriculture to governance. But into this world of established traditions stepped a pharaoh unlike any other, a pharaoh who dared to challenge the very foundations of Egyptian belief. His name was Akhenaten. He was not content to merely follow in the footsteps of his predecessors, he sought to redefine the spiritual landscape of Egypt. Akhenaten's reign marked a period of unprecedented upheaval in Egyptian history. His vision was not limited to religious reform, it extended to the very heart of Egyptian culture and society. He moved the capital from Thebes to a new city, Akhenaten, known today as Amarna, which he dedicated to his new deity. He instigated a religious revolution, casting aside the traditional pantheons of gods in favor of a single, all-encompassing deity, the Aten, symbolized by the sun disk. This was a radical departure from the polytheistic traditions that had defined Egypt for millennia. This radical shift from polytheism to a form of monotheism sent shockwaves through Egyptian society, particularly amongst the powerful priesthood who had long held sway over religious life. The priests, who had enjoyed immense power and influence, found their authority challenged and their roles diminished. Akhenaten's motivations for this dramatic change remain shrouded in mystery. Was he a visionary, seeking to elevate his people to a higher spiritual plane, or was he a shrewd politician aiming to consolidate power by undermining the established religious order? Some scholars believe it was a genuine attempt to elevate Egyptian religion to a higher spiritual plane, a move towards a more personal and direct form of worship. They argue that Akhenaten's devotion to the Aten was sincere and that he sought to bring his people closer to this singular divine presence, while others see it as a calculated political move to diminish the influence of the priesthood. By centralizing religious power in the figure of the pharaoh and the worship of the Aten, Akhenaten could effectively reduce the power of the priests, who had long been a formidable force in Egyptian politics and society. The city of Amarna itself was a testament to Akhenaten's vision. Built from scratch in a relatively short period, it was designed to be a center of worship for the Aten. The art and architecture of Amarna reflected this new religious focus, with depictions of the royal family bathed in the rays of the Aten, emphasizing their divine connection. Despite his ambitious reforms, Akhenaten's changes were not to last. After his death, the traditional religious practices were swiftly restored, and his successors, including the famous Tutankhamun, distanced themselves from his legacy. The city of Amarna was abandoned, and Akhenaten's name was largely erased from history, a testament to the resistance his radical ideas had faced. Today, Akhenaten remains a figure of fascination and debate. His reign, though brief, left an indelible mark on the history of ancient Egypt. Whether seen as a heretic or a visionary, his story is a reminder of the complexities and contradictions that define human history. To fully embrace his new religion, Akhenaten decided to build a new capital city, a city dedicated entirely to the worship of the Aten. This city, known as Akhenaten, meaning horizon of the Aten, but later called Amarna, was constructed in a virgin stretch of desert, its temples and palaces rising from the sands as if by magic. Amarna was more than just a new capital, it was a physical manifestation of Akhenaten's religious vision. Its temples, unlike the dark and enclosed spaces of traditional Egyptian architecture, were open to the sky, allowing the rays of the Aten to flood in. The city's art and iconography also reflected the new religious order. With images of the Aten omnipresent, its rays often depicted reaching down to touch and bless the royal family. The Amarna period witnessed a dramatic shift in Egyptian art, moving away from the rigid, idealized forms of earlier periods towards a more naturalistic and expressive style. This new aesthetic, largely influenced by Akhenaten himself, embraced curves and rounded forms reflecting the natural world and the human body in a way that was both revolutionary and to some controversial. One of the most striking aspects of Amarna art is its depiction of the royal family. Akhenaten, Nefertiti and their children are shown in intimate, everyday scenes, often expressing affection and tenderness. This stands in stark contrast to the traditional representations of pharaohs which emphasize their divine status and power. Akhenaten's reign was a time of great change and upheaval, but it was also tragically short-lived. After 17 years on the throne, he died under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a legacy as enigmatic as his reign itself. His successor, Tutankhamun, returned to the traditional Egyptian religion, abandoning Amarna and dismantling many of the changes Akhenaten had implemented. The temples and monuments of Amarna were abandoned, slowly swallowed by the desert sands. Akhenaten's name was struck from official records, and his memory was condemned as that of a heretic. The circumstances surrounding Akhenaten's death are shrouded in mystery. His mummy, discovered in the 19th century, shows no obvious signs of violence, but the exact cause of death remains unknown. Some scholars speculate he may have succumbed to illness, perhaps a plague that swept through Egypt during his reign. Others point to the possibility of poisoning, suggesting that Akhenaten's radical religious reforms may have earned him enemies within the royal court or the powerful priesthood of Amun, who resented his attempts to diminish their influence. Though Akhenaten's reign was relatively short and his religious revolution ultimately overturned, his impact on Egyptian history and culture was profound and enduring. His attempt to establish a monotheistic religion, though ultimately unsuccessful, marked a radical departure from traditional Egyptian beliefs and had a lasting impact on the religious landscape of the ancient world. The art of the Amarna period, with its distinctive style, realism and emotional depth, continues to captivate and inspire artists and art lovers today. Akhenaten's willingness to challenge established norms and embrace new ideas, even in the face of fierce opposition, makes him a figure of enduring fascination. The tumultuous reign of Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh, came to an end shrouded in mystery. In his wake, a young boy, barely 9 years old, ascended to the throne of Egypt. This boy, Tutankhaten, later known as Tutankhamun, inherited a kingdom in turmoil, its religious and political landscape shaken by his predecessor's radical reforms. Tutankhamun's reign marked a return to tradition. Under the guidance of his advisors, the young pharaoh reinstated the old gods, restored the power of the priesthood, and abandoned the city of Amarna, allowing it to be reclaimed by the desert sands. His name, originally Tutankhaten, meaning living image of the Aten, was changed to Tutankhamun, living image of Amun, signifying a return to the traditional religious order. For centuries, Tutankhamun's name was all but forgotten, his reign overshadowed by the more dramatic reigns of his predecessors. But in 1922, in the Valley of the Kings, a discovery of unprecedented scale would catapult the boy king to international fame. British archaeologist Howard Carter, after years of searching, unearthed the entrance to Tutankhamun's tomb, its contents remarkably intact. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb was a watershed moment in the history of archaeology. Unlike many other royal tombs, which had been plundered over the centuries, Tutankhamun's final resting place remained largely untouched, a time capsule offering an unparalleled glimpse into the burial practices and treasures of a new kingdom pharaoh. The treasures of Tutankhamun's tomb are a testament to the wealth and artistry of ancient Egypt. Among the thousands of objects discovered were golden shrines, intricately carved furniture, life-size statues of the king, and a vast array of weapons, chariots, and other objects. Each piece was crafted with meticulous care, adorned with precious metals, gemstones, and intricate carvings, reflecting the skill of Egyptian artisans and the opulence of the royal court. One of the most remarkable objects found within the tomb was Tutankhamun's golden death mask, a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian craftsmanship. Crafted from solid gold and inlaid with precious stones, the mask depicts the young pharaoh with a serene and idealized expression, his brow adorned with the cobra and vulture, symbols of his divine power. While the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb provided a wealth of information about ancient Egyptian burial practices and artistry, it also raised questions about the young king's untimely demise. His death at the age of 18 or 19 has been the subject of much debate and speculation. Examinations of Tutankhamun's mummy have revealed a fractured skull and other injuries, leading some experts to believe he may have died from a blow to the head, possibly as a result of an accident or even foul play. Others argue that he succumbed to illness, pointing to evidence of malaria and other ailments in his remains. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, while a momentous event in archaeological history, was also accompanied by a wave of sensationalism and superstition. Rumors of a curse of the Pharaohs spread like wildfire, fueled by the deaths of several members of Carter's team and other individuals connected to the excavation. These deaths, though tragic, were likely coincidental and attributable to natural causes. However, the media frenzy surrounding the curse captured the public imagination and further cemented Tutankhamun's place in popular culture. And despite his short reign and the political turmoil that preceded it, Tutankhamun's legacy has endured for millennia. The discovery of his tomb in 1922 sparked a renewed global fascination with ancient Egypt, bringing its art, culture, and history to the forefront of public imagination. The treasures of his tomb, now on display in museums around the world, continue to captivate and inspire awe, offering a tangible link to a distant past. Though he was a minor pharaoh in the grand scheme of Egyptian history, Tutankhamun's name has become synonymous with the splendor and mystery of ancient Egypt. And so we conclude our journey through the lives and legacies of some of ancient Egypt's most remarkable pharaohs. From the military might of Ramses II to the religious revolution of Akhenaten and the golden treasures of Tutankhamun, these rulers shaped the course of one of history's most enduring civilizations. Their stories, etched in stone and passed down through millennia, continue to fascinate and inspire us, offering a glimpse into a world of grandeur, innovation, and enduring human ambition. The pharaohs of ancient Egypt, though long gone, remain potent symbols of power, leadership, and the enduring legacy of human achievement. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the sands of time.